name is Ms. Sawyer and I teach on-level chemistry.
I'm Mrs. Mahoney and I teach pre-AP and AP chemistry.
I'm Mr. Haskins and I teach on-level chemistry.
I'm Ms. Kabani and I teach on-level and pre-AP chemistry.
I'm Mrs. Gunter and I teach pre-AP chemistry. And we
are
are
your
your
Saxy
Saxy
chemistry
chemistry
teachers.
teachers.
So today we're just going over a few of the safety concerns we have. First thing, if your teacher tells you to wear goggles, you are going to be wearing goggles or safety glasses, whatever in the classroom. Now I have glasses, and even though I have glasses, they aren't the same thing. So with the goggles, especially in pre-AP, you're going to be putting them over your face, and when you're done, you have awesome smart lines by the end of the day. Another thing of what you bring to the back: no food, no water, drink, no cell phones will be in the back. And so we want the area clean. If there's ever fire, you don't want anything that's going to be catching fire. But you know what? Your teacher's going to tell you what you specifically can take. Sometimes you might need an apron. And with these aprons, you have to be careful with them. They just go over your head. Probably take off the goggles. Then they go over your head. Goggles back on. And ask for a partner. Help, please, to tie you on. Because if you tie it in a knot, you're end up going to have to try to pull these off, or we could staple them to your body, but probably don't want to do that, so just ask for help. And now, Mrs. Cabana.
You always want to be wearing your goggles in the lab, but in the event that something does get into your eyes, we have a very high-tech emergency wash station where you will have to immerse your face in this very cold water for about 15 minutes. If you have a large chemical spill, you are going to want to use the safety shower. Now we only use these in extreme emergencies, so we're going to try not to go here during the school year. For anything that is smelly or volatile, something you don't want to breathe in, we place our chemicals under what we call the vent hood. So this has negative air pressure and it will suck out any smelly substances.
Now, sometimes we're going to be using fire in some experiments, but there's some important precautions that you need to take. Make sure that your area is completely clear of flammable materials so that the fire that we have is all the fire that we get. If something does happen and there is an uncontrolled fire in the lab, every classroom has a fire blanket and a fire extinguisher. So the fire blanket, you just have to take it out, wrap yourself, cover the person, and do the good old stop, drop, and roll. Fire extinguisher, it's basically point and shoot, squeeze it, point into the base of the fire, sweep back and forth. In most cases, your teacher will handle this, but just in case you need to, that's how we use our safety equipment for fire.
All right, now, with every type of lab, we do have waste, and so we will direct where the waste and everything needs to go. But typically, your solid waste will go into the large trash can, and then any type of liquid waste is able to go down the sink. But we will always tell you specifically if you need to put in any type of container or anything else going forward. So that is pretty much waste. If you also do have broken glass, which may happen during the school year because, glass just typically breaks, every so often. If it does, first thing to do is tell your teacher, and then we'll direct you and everything how to clean it up afterwards. And then we will typically put it into this very fancy glass box and get rid of it then.
Okay, so here's a recap of the lab safety rules. 1, do not start the lab until instructed to do so. 2, wear appropriate safety attire. 3, don't bring anything into the lab except for your lab book and your packet. 4, no horseplay. 5, clean up after yourself and dispose of lab materials properly. And 6, don't take lab materials home with you. There's your safety recap. Make sure you know where everything is in your room, listen to your teacher, and have a great year.